Hey, babe. What's going on? What's going on, everybody? I hope that you guys can hear me clearly yet again without issue. I hope that y'all can hear me, honey. We're about to go ahead and get into the review for Married to Medicine and Real Housewives of Atlanta. Gummy Bama's Let's Drink of a Ciroc bottle. Girl, your booty is everything. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you for the compliment, I suppose, on my all natural 100% parents given booty. What's up, Lena? What's going on, DJ? Hey, babe. What's going on, y'all? We're about to talk about these two shows and go ahead and get them out the way, honey. Okay, because I got some other stuff I got to get into. I got to get into Love Island, and then I'm over here debating on whether I'm gonna come back live to y'all tonight and talk about this Nicki Minaj drama. The exposing of Miss Nicki Minaj, okay? Because it's a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? So a whole lot going on. What's up, Leland? What's up, Des? What's up? Hey, Ashley, honey. Let's go ahead and hop into this, y'all, so we can go and get it done with. And I could be on my merry way. Yeah, it's a lot going on out here in these streets. Okay, so let's get into Married to Medicine. So last week, y'all know it was Heavenly's intervention. Okay, intervention gone wrong. Heavenly then got up, she leaving, she sat up there, she done called out Simone, she called her flip-flopping BIT. She didn't want to hear that Simone had to say. Simone tried to explain herself. No, ma'am, she was not trying to hear it, okay? So Heavenly says that she was hurt, and I do understand Heavenly being upset with how the ladies came at her, but at the same time, I was kind of feeling like, well, what about the people that you hurt? This is the reason why we're here, because you too hurt people, Heavenly. Okay, so anyway, Contessa done pretty much went up to her room and tied her damn hair up because it looked like she was finna get ready to go to bed. She didn't really give a damn what the folk were doing down there in her basement. It didn't matter because she was really over it, okay? So Dr. Jackie, she didn't call Heavenly, so she's running out there to check on Heavenly. Meanwhile, Quad and Simone are inside talking. I think Anila was in there as well. But Heavenly doesn't feel like she did anything wrong at all. And I just kind of feel like you did a little bit though, Heavenly. Like you did a little bit, you know. I mean, granted, I do understand Contessa bringing her drama regarding her marriage to the show, so you really did open up the gates for people to discuss your marriage, right? But at the same time, I feel like Heavenly, there is some fault in that, because when you go to social media, you do add additional tidbits that you don't necessarily have to add. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, girl, you got some fault. Period. She feels away. All right. What else happened? So Dr. Heavenly is like, listen, she shouldn't be mad at me. She need to be mad at Scott. And you got a point there too. You know what I'm saying? You do got a point there. So Quad wants to talk to Simone, but when Simone is trying to explain where she's coming from with things and how she's feeling, Quad get upset and wants to walk off. Quad, you can't be the only person up here talking if Simone is trying to give you her feedback. So Quad gets up. Next thing you know, she starts yelling all in Simone's face, because this is just the thing that they do. And I mean, for some reason, I guess it's okay, because all of a sudden they laughing at it like it ain't no big deal. So I guess that's just how they friendship are. I don't know why Heavenly can't get on that same accord with the other ladies, but obviously Quad has the passes to do what she wants. What else? So Quad gets why everybody else is upset. She does understand it, because what Heavenly said up there was foul. She's even said foul things about Quad. So she understands that, but she just feels like this particular situation was not handled properly. And I just feel like it's not going to matter how it was handled, because Heavenly is a person that does not like to accept fault. So not often. So I'm like, it don't matter how they would have came at Heavenly. She still would have laughed it off. She still would have acted like she didn't do anything wrong. And she still would have acted like y'all was the ones that was sensitive, you know? So there's that. So Jackie and Contessa, so she go up there, she check on Contessa. Contessa's like, don't discuss my husband. And it's like, well, Contessa, you did start this, girl. Like, you started talking about your husband, so of course the people gonna talk about their husband. But at the same time, even though Contessa opened up the floodgates to discuss her husband, I didn't hear Jackie talk about him. I didn't hear Simone talk about it. I didn't hear Quad talk about it. I didn't hear a lot of people. Jackie, Simone, Toya. I didn't hear a lot of people. Heavenly, you was the only one to go outside of that and actually talk more on it. So Contessa's like, I don't see how you allow her to talk about your husband and you don't get offended by that. And Jackie said, because I mean, what she says ain't got no value. Like, I don't give a fuck what she's talking about. It's not going to affect me. Like, it's not that deep for me. At least that's how Jackie said. That's what she's saying. I feel like Jackie do be kind of probably slight checking her in private, maybe not in public. But then I also feel like Heavenly does it so much that she probably just shrug her shoulders and be like, that's just Heavenly. She gonna do that anyway because that's just how she is. It's just a matter of how much I'm going to allow it to bother me, and I'm not. So it could be a situation like that, okay? So at this point, Contessa feels like she's going to continue to be reckless because obviously Heavenly has been reckless and she can get away with it. So Contessa feel like if Heavenly can do it, then I guess I can do it too. All right. So Toya and Simone. Simone feels like Jackie, Quiet, and Anila are kissing Miss Heavenly's ass. Toya calls Anila stupid. I think that's what she called that lady. And then Simone is also pissed that at Heavenly. Well, really, they both feel away, Heavenly and Toya, because I'm sorry, Dr. Simone and Toya feel away about Heavenly because they feel like she don't share her tea. And that's real. Like Heavenly be all up in other people's stuff, but since she's been on this show, she hasn't really shared what be going on in her own marriage. Now, granted, I'm sure, I do believe some people don't be having issues like that for real in their marriage. Like, yeah, a ton of people do, but a ton of people don't. Just like in a normal relationship, a lot of people don't have a lot of issues, okay? In just a relationship, maybe not marriage, like some other folks. So, I mean, maybe it could be that, or it could be Heavenly deflecting to make sure nobody asks her about it. But I feel like whoever the producers are, maybe y'all should probe a little bit more and see what's going on with Heavenly that she wants to bring to the forefront. But at the same time, I feel like Heavenly will deny that. I don't think Heavenly will go along with that. I think she's okay with other people being on display to be talked about, but when it's her, I think she's a bit more sensitive with that. She wouldn't like that, okay? But I'm like, if y'all gonna have all these ladies up here, then everybody need to be able to share their stuff. Quad went through a full-fledged divorce, and so many of these other ladies, Simone, who else? Jackie, they was out. Contessa, all of them are about to go through a divorce. We constantly see what's going on with Toya and Eugene. All right, we about to get into Anila and her man or whatever. So it's like, Heavenly, what you got going on over there? Or do you? But let Heavenly tell that everything is perfect and so is her man. But let's keep going, okay? So Heavenly and Anila go and talk, and Heavenly thinks that Toya has some real issues in her marriage because she's quoting Quad, saying that Quad's friends overheard Eugene talking to friends saying that Toya was the worst decision or the worst mistake he's ever made. And I said, oh, wow. I don't know if he said that. This is just what Miss Heavenly said. I will hope not. That's the mama of his kids. It ain't like he divorced her. I could see if they was divorced and he said that, but I don't know if I truly believe that, okay? Just like I don't know if I truly believe that Quad is messing with a married man. You know what I'm saying? Heavenly is saying that that's what happened. Quad is upset about that. And then Heavenly goes so forward to say she didn't necessarily say, though, in Heavenly's defense, she didn't say Quad was messing with a married man. She just said that the rumors are out there and that some woman is going around spreading this particular rumor. That's all Heavenly said. I don't think she was saying Quad was doing that when she talked to Anila. Now, the first time when she said it on the YouTube, girl, it was definitely giving that Quad. Is Quad? Because I mean, you her closest friend, so is she messing with, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, like you first, put it out there. So, I mean, I guess Quad hearing it the second time, she'll still feel away because you kind of reaffirming what it is that you said the first time. So it is gonna look like, damn, Quad is messing with married men. I don't necessarily believe that, but if that's what she say, okay, that's for them to work out. Okay, so Heavenly, they asked the question in the confessional if it was true, or they brought it up, and then Heavenly said, oh, I'm not talking about that, girl. Get away from me. Go away from me with this. I'm not having a conversation about that. And I said, Heavenly, you see how you just dodged that? Then you could dodge other conversations when it comes to your castmates. Like, you could review the show all day long and review it as we see it. Maybe give us a little bit of unknown tea. You know what I'm saying? But nothing that somebody's going to be mad at you about. And maybe, you think they're not going to be mad when you just say what you say. But you just got to be a little more mindful about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could review the show, but you just got to be a little careful. What else? So the Scotts, their office is up and running. It's been up and running for a year. Congratulations and kudos to them, okay? Now, Anila losing her SHI at home with these kids. She over there decides she's gonna call her mama, trying to get some help. Her mama over there encouraging her, oh, baby, you can do it. You can do it. You can be there for those kids. I didn't have all of the things you have. I didn't have a maid and had this, and I had to get it out the mud. I had to do what I had to do. Anila's like, yeah, that's because you was okay with being a stay-at-home mom, and BIT, that's not something I'm gonna do. We know and we see, girl. We see. Anyway, I mean, baby just up there hollering and crying because his toe done got stumped or he done hit his toe or whatever. Kids want something to eat, child. I'm just like, girl, you really did have it good with that lady that was at the house. Now you over here struggling, but you getting readjusted, girl. You will figure it out in a minute. Heavenly and Damon. So Heavenly uses this really soft voice when she's talking to her husband, and she does it in a way to paint herself, in my opinion, to be the victim. But I like how Damon is kind of soft spoken when he talks to her, but still gets his point across. Like, all right, buddy, you can do that. You can use that all you want, buddy. But I see right through you, buddy. Buddy, you got to be careful. In so many words, he was telling her, like, you got to be mindful of how you be out here talking. Like, that's just what it was. Heavenly, she decided she was going to cry. She showed him a picture of her and Contessa. She's like, look, I thought we was the best of friends. We was almost best friends. She over there crying, feeling like she was ambushed and stuff. And I'm like, well, how you think people be feeling when they got viewers constantly sending them clips of your YouTube and the things that you saying about them, girl, and they thinking that you a friend and you dogging them down to the social media? So yeah, that's not necessarily cool. So Damon tells her she has to change her behavior. I said, look, even Damon, even your husband telling you that it's not cool. Okay. She funny as hell though. So for me, I feel like Heavenly is very funny. She doesn't need, in my opinion, to bring in other people's relationships for real or what they got going on to still get a key out of her audience. So it's like it's just your personality. Like, you're funny, you're a likable person for the most part, so it's like you don't even got to drag them or bring them, what I'm saying? You could discuss the show, but you ain't got to bring them down and all of that. Like, we're gonna watch you anyway because you're entertaining. But anyway, so what else? Oh yeah, I said I noticed how she didn't like what Damon said. So when Damon was telling her, you got to just be mindful pretty much of how you talk, you got to kind of change some things around. I noticed that she didn't like the direction he was going in, so she decided she was going to get up and start talking about some costumes. And I said, yet another example of Heavenly not wanting to be told that she was wrong. And it's okay if you're wrong sometimes. Like, it is what it is. Like, it's okay. I mean, everybody, you just can't be right all the time. And people got to teach you how to treat them. And that's what I think Contessa is doing. I think she's trying to let you know, like, hey, don't handle me like that. I don't like that. Maybe she went about it wrong. I don't know, but there's that. So we get to this Halloween party that I think Cecil and Simone was throwing. So Contessa didn't show up. Okay, she was glad to be studying. And what's that lady name? Her husband named Kieran, Saja, whatever. Anila husband. So they just showed up with the U-Haul truck. They got out the U-Haul and they're calling for Toya. And they're like, hi, we're calling for you guys. We're here to help you move. We're your friends. We're here to help you. Y'all, when they played it in the preview, it was kind of funny. But when I saw it played out on the show, it wasn't that funny to me. I was like, oh, okay. And okay, haha. It's not that funny. It just wasn't that comical to me, like I thought it was going to be. So Toya and Eugene didn't find it funny either. Toya says, you being so pressed about me and my life is actually is very funny. Okay. So at this point, Eugene is pissed off. So he done went inside, girl. It's just, girl, the men about to get into it. And you went sideways when you get Eugene pissed off. I feel like Eugene don't really get pissed off by a lot. I mean, Toya may tick him, but I don't think I've seen Eugene really get upset with anybody. I feel like even when I think Contessa called him a bitch, I don't know if he was sitting there when Contessa said it. I can't remember, but I don't recall Eugene ever getting upset with somebody. So when this happened, you done did something, baby. You done did something. Okay. So the guys talk, and for the most part, Eugene felt like it wasn't funny, but everybody else, it seems like Cecil thought it was kind of funny. And of course, Kieran thought it was funny as hell. Okay. So Eugene feels like Kieran came for him and says that it's messed up for him to do him like that because me and you ain't got no issue. My wife and your wife might have an issue, but that ain't got nothing to do with us because we always try to let the women do their thing and we keep our stuff separate. But he's new to the circle, so of course he's learning that, right? So Kieran just feels like, but you moved, all right? That's what happened, right? You did? Oh, okay. Well, then it is what it is, all right? So that's how Kieran is feeling. I'm like, okay, all right, Kieran. Now, if he happens to swing on you, baby, it is what it is, okay? It is what it is. Yikes. I would hate to see that. Not saying I want to see that. But if he do, I guess it's going to be what you said. It is what it is in so many words, okay? So Eugene is pissed. Like, he's ready to go at this point. Like, I'm finna go. So Toya over there talking to Anila, and she just like, listen, girl, what you did, haha, whatever, ha ha ho ho. It was kind of funny. It really wasn't. It's one thing to crack a joke on me, girl, but when you got my husband upset, we in a whole different place. And then next thing you know, we just see Anila yelling at Toya, talking about you not my friend. Stop sitting up here acting like we friends when we not. Okay, so what you did when you did the U-Haul thing was definitely intentional. While you sitting up there trying to say, oh, we're friends, Toya. You know, I just want to help you. Like, girl, it's no biggie. Like, that's what you said as you came in. But you definitely did that intentionally, trying to get a Kiki and make fun of her situation or whatever. So noted. Gotcha. Okay. So what else happened? So they were getting ready to leave. Of course, Eugene grabbed Toya. He about to head out the door, but I think Simone convinced them to stay. So Heavenly pulls Quad to the side. Heavenly pulls Quad to the side to apologize to her. And I'm like, why is it so easy for you to apologize to Quad, but not apologize to Contessa, the woman that you said that y'all were almost best friends? Like, why is it so easy to do that? Right? And Quad at this point is hurt. Okay. She says, the reason why I'm hurt from what you did, Heavenly, is because you and I are very close friends. So when you go on your platform and you say things about me because we're so close, it's going to make other people believe that it's a fact because we're friends. So if her friend is saying it, then it must be true. And she's absolutely right, because I'm sitting over here like, girl, is it true? Y'all are friends, you know what I'm saying? But then we also know that Heavenly be on some bogus shit at the same time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, is it true? Is it not true? But then I'm like, I don't believe Quad is doing that, you know? So Quad tells Heavenly in the confessional that the next time Heavenly says something disrespectful, she's going to forego the friendship. What else she says? She says, she said, if you say anything else disrespectful about me, I'm going to forego the friendship. Now for me, I don't believe you. I disagree. I don't think you're going to forego the friendship at all. Heavenly has always said some things about you. She's always said some things about you, Quad, to get a key, whether she was being honest or she wasn't. She's always done it. And I do find it a little funny, in my opinion, that Heavenly gets more passes than your own ex-friend, Mariah, the one that you've known for the longest, the one that gave you a platform to be on so that we can know you today. But when Mariah has done something or whatever that was, I don't know the full details, it was like, no. But then Heavenly got all these passes, and it's like, okay, but I mean, you and Mariah were friends for a very long time, so maybe you weren't giving her those passes that entire time. You know what I'm saying? But when you say you're gonna forego the friendship, I don't see it happening. That's what you say. You've given her more than enough passes, girl, and you're gonna continue to hand them passes out. So the guys link up. Right. So they talk about Anila and the husband joke. So Eugene says that if Kieran apologizes to him, it's cool. If he don't apologize, it's cool. He know where they stand. So when Kieran arrives, Eugene lets him know that he felt like he was the butt of the joke and he really didn't appreciate that. And Kieran was like, well, you know, I apologize if it may have offended you or whatever like that. But, you know, the shit was funny as hell to me. I was like, oh, okay. That's not how that's supposed to go. So then Eugene said, so basically what you're doing is you doubling down on the joke. And Kieran was like, I ain't doubling down on shit. And I said, oh, wow. Like, I was not expecting that from Dr. Kieran. He was ready with that action, you know. And then he turned around and says, but I won't say anything or something like that. I'll just be quiet and I'll be the dullest motherfucker here. And then next thing you know, Eugene's like, call me a motherfucker again. I'm like, oh, I was like, did he call him a motherfucker? Well, he did say the dullest motherfucker here. So basically you insinuating the fact that you probably amongst other motherfuckers, I guess. So I was like, okay. But I don't know if Eugene was upset at the motherfucker word or the fact that he was doubling down. He just wanted to, you know, put them hands on him for whatever reason. But I do think at the end, I think the guys are going to be fine. I think that was just a quick little moment. I think they're going to be fine because one thing about the guys, they just don't hold on to stuff like the women do. They just don't. They take it, they release it, they move on to the next thing. So I think they'll be fine in the end. I think it's the ladies that we're going to have to sit up here and we're going to have to worry about. Anila's husband had no business in their business like that. Let the women deal with that. The men just sit back and be a sounding board for their wives. Like, be a sounding board, try to stay out of it. And none of them should have given Heavenly all those damn passes. That's why she continues to do what she does. Mariah was calling that out the whole time, and they would just give Heavenly another pass. Didn't they have an intervention for Mariah, or am I tripping? Maybe, I can't remember. I feel like they may have had an intervention for Mariah, and I'm just wondering how she took that. I don't know if it was like a surprise or not. But Heavenly just felt so appalled at the fact that, you know, they did this intervention. And I'm like, well, I don't know if any other time would have been right. It was going to still be the same reaction. She's still going to be mad as hell at y'all. She didn't lie on Quad. She just repeated an unverified statement about Quad. Ooh, so you think she did it? I guess. Well, maybe, I mean, okay. Eugene said, I'm not always a cotton ball. I can be a what? A pumice stone too. What? She did say sorry when they first stood in each other's face. Oh, Heavenly said sorry to Contessa. Oh, when they were outside and she was trying to hug on Contessa, and Contessa was pushing her away. Okay. Right. I feel like she lied. Well, no. I guess, yeah, I do feel like she lied on Quad. I just don't feel like Quad actually participated in that type of, thing with somebody else's husband. But somebody else just saying she didn't lie. She just repeated an unverified statement. Let's see. I don't understand why they were mad. I don't understand why they were mad. They do move a lot. That's true. They do move a lot. That is very true. If it's for the reason Toya claimed, it shouldn't be an issue. Interesting. Good point. That is a good point. Because I did kind of think of that too. Like, could there be more to the story? I don't know. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Toya was laughing. Eugene was giving misdirected anger. Okay. It was funny though, especially since it was based off of a general info that we see they do move a lot. Okay, Anila's husband should not have gotten caught up in the BS. Okay, maybe he really thought honestly that it wasn't gonna be that deep. Maybe that's what he was thinking, and it ended up going left for him. I don't think he really want that smoke for real. But we'll see. I don't understand why he was so offended if they are truly moving out of what preference versus need, unless they are underlying financial. Listen, and Audra probably gonna expose that. Maybe it is some financial stuff going on. I don't know, but I'm tired of seeing this happen with Eugene and Toya every season. Every season they get in a new house, they moving out of one house, getting into a new house. Like, oh, girl, I just want the children to be settled. That's what I want. It's more so about the kids for me. Can the kids just have a stable, like, just can they be settled? Yeah, they going from beautiful home to beautiful home, but can they just have some type of stability, girl? Because it's beginning to be a whole lot. True, I do agree. If they were moving for reasons that they gave everyone, they should not have been as mad as they were. They took a huge offense to it, right? And I feel like, and that's what I'm thinking in my head, is that I understand if they weren't, like, if they were upset, like, be upset, like, I don't like that, like, that was whack, like, you know what I'm saying, get out my face, I don't deal with that. But then when you do take it to the extreme, like you about to fight this man or whatever, it is like very questionable. Like, well, what's really going on then? Because it's hitting a different type of spot, you know. So yeah, guys, that was pretty much Married to Medicine. Let me go ahead and switch over so we can talk about these Real Housewives of Atlanta. Okay, let's go ahead and get into that. Be sure to like the video and all that other great jazz as we move around. Okay, so Sheree over here still working on She by Sheree. She done went over there to melanated fabrics, I think. First of all, she asked her son to be a part of it. I think he's going to be a part of it. I think he models and stuff, so whatever. But she ends up going over to some spot called Melanated Fabrics, and I just was like, Sheree don't know what the fuck she doing. She don't know what the hell she doing, girl. She just, she trying though, y'all. She trying. She done had one little spreadsheet or whatever this was, layout of what the clothing is gonna look like. She like Sheree don't know what the hell she doing. She trying. That's all I can say. Marlo and Sheree. So Michael wants to come home. He talks about how William don't want to do nothing but play the game, don't want to wash his ass, don't want to brush his teeth, don't want to do anything. And Marlo had the audacity to say that she called her sister and say, excuse me, I thought they were supposed to be getting structure there. Why aren't they getting any structure? Who the fuck are you? Do you know that you just sent these two boys to a woman that already has 4 kids, 4 boys already? I don't even think them boys is close in the age of William them. I thought they were like toddlers or younger. Like, are you fucking kidding me? And she a nurse? And do you know the hours that nurses work, especially during this time? And you over here talking about some motherfucking structure. Don't be trying to worry about what they structure looking like now when you didn't give a fuck about it when you sent them away. Okay, so let's deny and say that we did. So I didn't like that. Okay, Marlo, you didn't give a fuck then. Now you trying to cure now, girl. Shut up. What else? So Marlo speaks on her being mad with Kandi because Kandi was pretty much Team Kenya. All right, that's why she's mad. Sanya wants everyone to have a +1 when they get ready to go on this trip or whatever. So she's saying that you don't have to bring a significant other or somebody you smashing on or whatever. You can just bring a good girlfriend. Okay, somebody else to keep you company. So Ace ends up having his 6th birthday party. So happy birthday to Ace. He's so cute. He's growing up so quickly. My goodness. Okay. And what else was interesting I thought about now as I'm talking to y'all about him? They up there talking about they trust and they wheels and everything and who's gonna get what, and they ain't even bring Ace into the room. Maybe they already got Ace and Blaze figured out. Maybe they already got them figured out. But anyway, so Kenya and Drew came through and they brought the kids. Okay, so Kandi is upset at this point because y'all know she was doing this play on Broadway that ended up getting shut down. It got shut down because of C-19. So she's really upset about it. She cries about it in the confessional because she wanted to create space for other individuals that want to get into that field and make it to Broadway and stuff. You know, when Kandi do stuff, she really do be doing it with a lot of people in mind. She really don't be doing it just for herself. She do it for a lot of other people, okay, to come up as well. So I understand her being upset about it, but I'm just like, Kandi, I wouldn't cry too much longer about it because if you did it then, you can do it again in my head. So yeah, and then at a later time, we saw that another opportunity came in front of her for her to kind of do something like this again, right? So the ladies talk about Blue Ridge and how Drew is a ball carrier, literally a ball carrier. Kenya gets a call from Sanya. Sanya wants to reiterate to Kenya, like, hey, we're having this trip to Jamaica, but I want to be clear. I want to be clear. It is a couple's trip, okay? It is a couple's trip. And Kenya said, girl, I ain't got time. Hung up. I was like, yes, Kenya, hang up in her face. Girl, get to the point. What you want? Get to the point. Girl, you could have sent her this through a text message, to be honest. You really didn't have to FaceTime this lady. Sitting up there with that mess. Kenya hung up on her. I said, yep, hang up on her. I ain't minded at all. Okay. So Marlo goes to the therapist, girl. She couldn't even get her ass warm in the seat good enough before she bust out in tears and started crying and feeling like she's overwhelmed. And she gave him the backstory on her nephews and how she ended up getting them and having custody of them and stuff. And then she talks about how she kicked them out the house or whatever. And then he over there looking at her like she crazy, like you want them to have all this structure and stuff and be a certain way, but it's gonna have to start with you. You got to show them what it is you want from them. Okay. So yeah, she says that she's gonna bring them back into the home. I love that he told her about them feeling abandoned, because I'm like, that's the thing. You love bringing up you being a foster child and talking about all this other stuff as though you weren't abandoned. So how you think these boys feel? You bring it up enough that you should know. That you should know that you just put them out the house and they gotta go stay with their aunt for a month or whatever. Like, of course they're gonna feel like they did something wrong. Okay. But anyway, so Kandi and Todd. So of course they talked to Kayla and Riley about their trust and stuff. So Todd says when it comes to the New Jersey crib, he gonna leave that to Kayla. But he says that he doesn't want to give them all of the money at once. He want to give them lump sums over time. And I kind of agree with Todd on that, so that you can make sure you got some money in the long run, like you got bread. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of agree with that versus giving you everything up front. Or maybe if he gave them a few meal up front, and then when you get to this age, you'll get the other meal, the remaining portion of it or something like that. Yeah, I kind of saw where he was coming from with that, because if you ain't got the business mindset like your parents do, like you may F it off. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people do. So Riley and Kayla, though, they both believe that Todd's not going to be fair when it come down to like trust and stuff like that, because the girls live so differently. It's like Kayla has to work twice as hard for her stuff, whereas Riley is just giving things. So even though they have come together and they have married, they still, you know, parent their kids completely different. I kind of don't think that's fair 100% for Kayla. I don't know if he gives her things, but it's like, do she got to work for everything though? Now that you got money, like, do she, and she your only child? Well, no, I'm lying. I'm sorry. She's your oldest child, but you have those two younger ones. But do she have to, like, really, like, you can't just pass her a few things? Like, she got to work. I guess, like, I know you want her to have that. So if something were to happen to you, she know how to get out here and get it. But I mean, come on, life shouldn't be that damn hard now. Anyway, and he talking about he got this high expectation for his daughter. I wonder where Todd gets this mindset from, having this high expectation for her. I wonder if he gonna have the same expectation of Ace when Ace gets that age. I'm just wondering. What else? So Kandi says that because they think so differently, she says she doesn't trust that he will make the right decisions as she would make them. And Todd gets upset and walked off. But I'm like, Kandi, not lying. You're not. Your own daughter sat up here and called you out. We in America are calling you out because we just see how you operate and how you are. Like, you're not. It's just going to be drastically different. And that's definitely going to drive a wedge between you and Riley should anything happen to Kandi. Okay. What else we got going on? Todd and Kandi again. So he's still in his feelings. So he go over there to her office. He's still mad about it because he didn't like that she said that she don't trust that he's going to make the same decisions as she would. Okay. So he does admit that he wouldn't do things as she would. And I'm glad that he did admit that and says when it comes down to it, which is to me, the best thing that you could do. Kandi, you create your structure and what you want to pass down to who and how it needs to be given to them. So ain't nobody got to come to me. And Todd, you could do the same thing. Okay, so y'all just, handle it separately but together, and let's call it a day. So this is when Kandi presents to him the new opportunity of being a producer for a new Broadway play. And I think somebody told her that they didn't think that she should do it. Like, you may not want to risk it because of this or because of that. And Todd tells her, like, why you can't? Like, why can't you have three shows that you've done? Like, yeah, the other two closed, but why can't you have another one that's going to happen on Broadway? And the way he, to me, poured into Kandi, I love that so much. I said, come on, Todd. Like, it just reminded me of how my guy is with me when it comes to things that I want to do. Like, I love that, okay? And just seeing Kandi's face melt, I said, girl, that be me too, girl. Yes, ma'am, Kandi. She went over there and had to sit on that man and give him a hug. I was like, okay, Todd, that's what I'm talking about, Like, I mean, hey, that's the risk that you take when you're going into business and you're doing stuff, like she ain't got the money and she can't make it back or whatever the case is. So, if this is what you want and you're so down and out, then why not try it? And understand that when it comes to C19, it ain't your fault. It ain't like the tickets weren't selling or anything like that. It's because of inevitable events that took place. Like, it is what it is. So if you want to try, girl, it ain't never stopped you from doing stuff before. So don't let it stop you now. So it is what it is. Anyway, I absolutely love that. So Sanya done had this dry ass party. Sanya done had this dry ass party. So the ladies done arrive. Oh, first of all, one thing Manyetta gonna do, Manyetta may not get a lot of screen time, but one thing Manyetta gonna do is sit pretty. And I want them to show her more. Let her talk more, interact more, but then I don't want to dislike Manyetta the way I feel about Fatum. I was so glad Fatum didn't make it into this episode, girl. I was so glad. So it's like, maybe I'll just take Miss Manyetta as we take her right now, okay? Because she literally comes in as a friend. She don't say too much. She don't do too much, girl. She mind her business. Hey, girl, what's going on? Don't call her a dog. Oh, okay, that's cute. Like, that's good, okay? But when you get up here with the Fatum and stuff, girl, we're going to have a problem. But anyway, so Manyetta is there. Kenya arrives, and she even spoke to Marlo. Marlo was not featuring her. It'd be so funny though how they are. They are just so funny to me because one of them is up and the other one's down, and then when the other one's up, the other person's down. Like last week, Marlo rushing to speak to Kenya not rushing to speak to her. Kenya comes in, hey Marlo barely want to speak to her. Like, it's just so funny how they just be so up and down. So what else? Kenya comes in, she's checking out Sanya's house, immediately starts shading the home and the trees, okay? The fake trees. Kenya, you are really good at home decor and you're really good at home building. I do not know why you have not created your own brand or, some type of decor line or some type of sheets. Maybe you don't want to do sheets because Porsha is doing sheets, but maybe you could do pillows or something. Like, I'm surprised you just have not created your own thing. I know you got the hair. I know that's good and stuff, but if you got an eye for certain stuff like home decor or whatnot, like, why not lean more into that? I think that you should. Anyway, so Sanya wants to have this conversation with Kenya about her hanging up in her face. And Sanya really couldn't have the conversation like she wanted to have it because when she was talking to Marlo and them, she was talking like she was really finna get in Kenya's tail. Girl, no, she didn't. I had to laugh it off. But Sanya really didn't want to have no smoke with Kenya for real. I don't think she wants that. So that's why she kind of laughed it off. Like, whenever we have an issue, like, let's talk about things instead of hanging up on each other. And Kenya was like, well, girl, whenever you're talking about some humbug, I'm gonna have to hang up on you because you was being very condescending, with your tone. And I really didn't appreciate that. And I'm just at a place where I'm not gonna let nobody else disrespect me, especially after my husband has sat up here and disrespect me. And Sanya said, well, girl, if you would have gave me a chance, honey, I was gonna let you know that, hey, you don't have to bring just any old guy. You could just bring a friend or whatever. But it looked like Kenya gonna bring any old guy on this trip. But anyway, we just gonna see how that, brings out. And when she was, we're gonna see how that plays out. But when it comes to a friend, she was talking about like a home girl or something. So Yeah, that's where we at. What else happened? So Sheree comes. The ladies immediately saying happy birthday to Sheree. So that was cute, I suppose. But what I didn't like was when she got on the photo booth and it wasn't working. First they said 20 minutes. Then they trying to make it work and it's still not working. Girl, I said, ooh, this is horrible. This is horrible. So they also clowning the party, the food. They feel like the food was dry. Kenya didn't like the twist top wines, and girl, it just was, it wasn't that great, but it was cute. It was decent. It was decent. So Drew, they talk about the trip and how Drew had these bones that she was packing and how she had them toting around with her. She was throwing them out or whatever she was doing. So she says that she likes to be ready. And Sheree something, but you weren't ready that night. I'm like, girl, she was definitely ready. You keep giving Fatum more credit than what she need. Like, girl, calm down. Calm down. Like, you keep giving Fatum more. And no, ma'am. So Drew says people likes to throw rocks and hide their hands. And then Sheree tells her that she throwing tomatoes at her. Now, that I hollered at. Okay. And I saw Sheree tweet on Twitter talking about some, give her a tomato instead of a peach. Girl. Oh, wow. Okay. She says, I'm throwing tomatoes at you because you whack. Whoa, 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 whoa. So Sheree says Drew lives for her. And I said, honestly, I feel like y'all live for each other. I do. I think y'all live for each other. I don't think it's just one-sided. So Sheree says that Drew always fighting. Every time they link up, she's fighting with somebody. And it's like, yeah, but I don't think Drew always start those situations. I feel like other people start stuff with her. Okay, so I feel like she just gets in with, she just get with y'all. That's just what it is, just like you would get with them. So that's just what I think. I don't think she always starts stuff. You know what I'm saying? What else? So Drew tells her maybe, I think she started to talk about the things that Fatum did when she pulled the police report or not police report, but the background checks and stuff, start pulling up information. Because then Sheree's like, I don't know who I'm talking to. Am I talking to Danielle? Am I talking to this person? Am I or whatever? And then Drew says something about her old age and maybe she doesn't remember. And that's when Sheree had to clap off on her and let her know, girl, you better hope when you get to this age, you look as good as me. And I'm like, Sheree, I'm hoping when I get to that age, I look as good as you. Can you drop the doctor, please, ma'am? Can you stop holding him close to your vest? Now, I do know that black does not crack, but I also know that black gets a little tuck here and there. You know what I'm saying? A little tip there and a tip there. And I'm just asking that you drop when it's my turn. You know what I'm saying? Don't leave the earth without giving us that information is all we saying, okay? Give us she by the doctor, okay? Whoever the doctor is, girl, let us know, okay? Because you do look good, and you can also, drop whatever meal plan if you're gonna be doing she by Sheree. You can let us know about it too, girl, okay? Because you definitely look good. I will give you that, but I also feel like you had a little help. You had a little help, and it's okay because you look good, okay? What else happened? So when it's time to sing to Sheree, they asked Drew. Kandi asked Drew to sing to Sheree, and Drew didn't want to do it, but she did, y'all. Drew really, in my opinion, I feel like Drew really does want to be friends with Sheree. She does, but she got to keep up for the show. So she does sing to her, and I think Drew did a really good job. Well, she sung to Miss Girl. She did a good job. And that was it. Sanya decides she's going to come out there and bring out her rules and let people know what they can and cannot do. I think what was one of them? She said something about wearing water-friendly hair or something like that. And she had some other stuff on her list that I actually checked out because I was like, Sanya, girl, we didn't need this list. How you going to plan this trip and then tell these people how they gonna be and how they can't be, and everything on this list they finna do the opposite. So we shall see. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying before I hop off this thing, honey. This was a cute little quick live, girl. This was a cute little quick one. Let's see here. It was rude, but I was with Kenya because she's not she's not the only single person. I hope she stressed that what was a couple. Oh, you hope that she stressed that it was a couple's trip to the two single itches next to her. Ooh, exactly. And when Marlo was sitting up there talking about some Kenya mad because she knows she ain't got nobody to bring. Marlo, you ain't got nobody either. You're not gonna bring no man on this show. You've never brought a man on this show. Of course, you've been a friend of the show, but you're never going to do that. I will be shocked the day that I see Marlo bring a man on this show. I will be shocked. I agree with Todd too. It's smart to have them get the money over time. Yes, it is. That's smart to me. As you grow and learn, you become more financially literate. Literally correct. Yep, I agree with Todd. That's how a lot of people set up the trust for their kids, give them certain amounts over a period of time. It only just makes sense to me. And I also feel like you don't know who you're going to meet at a later time. You just don't know who you're going to meet. You may get with some man, and all because of who you are, your status or whatever, and he probably gonna be trying to dip into your funds, and then when you look up you ain't got nothing, or when y'all get married he probably gonna, and y'all decide if y'all ever get a divorce, he's gonna be trying to probably dip into them funds and get some of your money out, the money that your family done left for you. So yeah, I think it is smart. I think when Todd gave this conversation or whatever, when he talked about this to the kids, he should have kind of like laid everything out so they could see where he was coming from. At least that's what I think. I had to fast forward Marlo and her fake tears. Kenya ain't have to hang up, and y'all won't have either ask a follow-up question or say I won't be going. Skip right to the hang up. Y'all rude. You're right. I mean, I probably would have asked her one more question, girl. I ain't mind her hanging up in her face though. But I probably been like, okay, girl, what else? What you want? Which one? I'm over here. I'm talking to Candy. Which one? I probably would have rushed her off the phone though. Which one? Oh, okay, all right then. Thanks. But she could have texted that woman. She could have texted that lady. Riley is very spoiled, okay? But Kayla shouldn't have to work like a slave when her father has money, period. And I feel like Candy probably thinks she can't say a whole lot. I feel like Candy has tried to say something to Todd about that, but I don't think it ever goes anywhere because, of course, that's his child. And she, I think, limits herself on what she can say because she doesn't want him to dictate how she handles her own child. And so, yeah. He wants Kayla to break her back before she gets anything. I don't understand it. He wants her to get it like he got it. I don't know. I don't get tired. Riley didn't know how to, and that she was supposed to clean a tub. She should definitely be working for the trust fund. Wow. I hope she know how to clean one now that she living in her own apartment up there in New York. I think Kayla is going to be better for it. I hope that she is giving some money though. Yeah, me too. The trip is for their significant others or friends. However, Ken didn't give her the opportunity. Sanya, low to high key, deserved it. We on the same page. Todd is ridiculous at times. He thinks Kenya in daddy daycare. What? Oh, he talking about, you say you mean I'm talking about Kenya. You said Kayla. Okay, got you. I'm sure Kayla not working like a slave. Calm down. I feel like she probably is. The way Todd be saying it, I feel like she probably is working like a slave, but she is working in production. I think they said. I think she was trying to do fashion at one point and now she's in production. It's the frustrating part of knowing Blaze and Ace will be raised having access and privilege because Candy is their mom and Kayla will have to work for whatever she wants. Whew. Well, I don't know because Todd is their daddy. So I wonder how their parenting is with those two and what Candy bends on or what Todd bends on. But you could be right. I believe Todd and Candy are going to clash later when the little kids get older. We'll see. Yeah, I'm sure Kayla has it good as well. Not to mention, I'm sure Todd got her into production. You know what? You're right. I'm sure he probably got her into production. I'm sure. What y'all think Mama Joyce was sitting at home saying to herself while watching that scene? Oh, I don't know what Miss Mama Joyce was saying. She probably was clapping her hands when she told Todd to write a whole different, when Todd told Candy to write a whole different structure. Because if Miss Mama Joyce is still left, if Candy goes before Mama Joyce, she damn sure ain't gonna want Todd dispersing no money out to her in a limited capacity. So she probably was glad. I love that scene with Todd and Candy in that office. I do like them together. Agreed. Let's see. Kayla is always traveling. I follow her on IG. Okay, I think Todd wants her to work more because people are always talking about him and Candy money. So he may not want her to get accustomed. Yeah, that could be one of the reasons. The difference is Mayetta is already known. Fatum was trying to create a moment. Ooh. Well, then there's that, okay? There's that. That's why Miss Mayetta is able to just sit up there and just be cute, all right? And not be bothered by the ladies, honey. I'm surprised too, Jamie. That would be a good look for Kenya. I think it would sell. Her home is beautiful. I think so too. She need to come up with something some type of chairs or something, girl. She need to get it together. Get it together. She should have started that a long time ago, to be honest, because it definitely would have sold. And I don't know if any other housewife has tapped into that type of thing, like home decor, like a home decor line or something. I don't think. And you know what, Kenya, you don't even really got to start your own. You could just partner with somebody that already got theirs, and they can do like a Kenya collection. Like, just go partner with a company and get your coin. She said on Twitter, her home design Reno show is coming. Okay, renovation. So okay, I wonder which platform she gonna bring it to. I just popped in to say, hey, real quick, I'm at Walmart. Okay, then, girl, yes, catch the playback, honey. Don't be in Walmart too long, girl. Okay, because what time is it, girl? You going in the evening? Ooh, girl, you know I don't need, girl. If I got to go, I'm going early in the morning, girl. If not, whatever Target got, it's just if they ain't got it, they ain't got it. They just ain't got it. Cause I don't be liking Walmart like that. You know what I'm saying, girl? They just now starting to get it together. You know, with the fixing the buggies. I remember I couldn't go on Walmart without a but. Like all of the buggies shook. All of them made damn noise, girl. Then the lines used to be long. Then they finally got about 2 little self-checkouts. Now they expanding with a whole 2 sides with about 12 self-checkout lanes. Finally, girl, I can't. Girl, don't get me started. Just hurry up and get up out of there, girl. What else is going on before I hop up off here? Ty probably don't want to spoil his daughter out of fear. Mama Joyce is gonna have something else to say. Okay. Sanya's rules was you not getting out of activities on this trip for your hair. And don't show your ass in front of these sponsors. Gotcha. That's what them rules was about for real. Not a friendship contract. You think it was given a friendship contract? Ooh, well, we'll see. I mean, Sanya does give us a little bit of Cynthia, but late Cynthia, not beginning Cynthia, because I feel like beginning Cynthia was a bit hesitant to say what was on her mind and stuff. She's giving us the more recent Cynthia. Right. Used to be like 2 registers open, girl, line all the way back into women's clothing. Do you hear what I say? Girl, all the way back. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Girl, I will only go in there in the morning time. In the morning, in and out. Kenya can get with Peter and Apollo. What happened to their home improvement show? No, ma'am. Let them stay where they at. Peter and Apollo, that'll be Peter and Apollo home improvements. Yeah, stay over there. She don't need to go over there. Don't go mess your good name up with these men. No, ma'am. Don't do that. It's y'all in the comments talking about how y'all can't stay in Walmart, girl. I will go to Target in a second. Do you hear me? Why? Thank you for the super chat, Phil. Don't compare Sanya to Cynthia's blasphemy. Listen, why? They got a little bit of similarities, a little bit. Just you know what I'm saying, like personality, how they handle situations, like, you know, not really wanting to make you mad, but you know what I'm saying? It's just so funny when I think about it, how Sanya approached Kenya when it came down to Kenya hanging up in her face, y'all, and she delicately handled Kenya. But when it came to Drew really ain't even do nothing to this woman, and she just started going off on her. Interesting. Pick me. That's what it's giving. All right, you guys, this was cute. I thank you guys so much for watching, honey. I'm going to go ahead and hop off. Be sure to like the video, all that other great stuff. And I will catch you guys in the next one, honey. Bye-bye.